My broskis, super welcome to yet another banger month of first-person shooter games. My name is Brutal Slim as always, and I'm here to showcase these upcoming brutal first-person shooters that are dropping in April. So without further ado, let's get into them. So first up, my beautiful and brutal broskis, we got Road to Vostok. And this one, as most of you know, looks absolutely insane. It is a hardcore single-player survival first-person shooter set in this post-apocalyptic border zone between Finland and Russia, where the whole goal is basically to survive, loot, plan ahead, and slowly prepare yourself to cross the border into Vostok. And what makes this one even cooler is that it feels like a passion project in the truest sense. It started development in Unity, then switched over to Godot after the whole Unity mess, and somehow instead of falling apart, it looks better and sharper than ever. You can just tell that this is being made by somebody who genuinely cares. And if you try the demo, you'll probably see exactly what I mean, because the quality here is kinda nuts. We're talking realistic gunplay, physics-based looting, hostile AI factions, map-to-map travel, permadeath zones, shelter customization, trading, tasks, dynamic weather, day and night cycles, and even both summer and winter conditions. It really feels like one of those games that just keeps stacking systems on top of systems, and somehow it still all looks super grounded and immersive. Road to Vostok is set to hit early access on April 7th. And next up, my broskis, we got Tamashika, and this one looks absolutely unhinged in pretty much every possible way. The whole idea here is that the game is about keeping your mind in one place. And yeah, good luck with that. Because just looking at this thing feels like your brain is getting thrown in a blender. It's muddy, weird, chaotic, kind of ugly, kind of cool, and somehow it still kinda looks fun. That's the part that really gets me. I genuinely do not know what to make of it, but I also kinda want to play it because it looks so off in its own little way. From the information that is officially out there, this is a fast-paced arcade-style corridor shooter with hand-drawn animations, sharp sound design, and upbeat music, and it keeps things super stripped down. You get one semi-auto pistol, one sidearm which is a Tanto blade, and one procedurally generated level that changes layout over time, plus one hidden achievement. There's no demo, no nothing like that, so this is one of those games where you're mostly just staring at the footage and trying to figure out if it's genius, madness, or maybe a bit of both. Tamashika is set to drop on April the 10th, and honestly, let me know in the comments, are you actually interested in this one? Because I don't really know if I am. But I am. So right after that, my broskis, we get Seth. And this one has definitely caught my eye. In this one, we become the god of storms and get to tear through Apophis legions in a fast-paced roguelite first-person shooter that mixes Egyptian mythology with sci-fi, which is already a pretty sick combo on its own. I love that. And after trying the demo of this one, yeah, this one actually feels pretty polished. Now, at its core, it's still very much that room-to-room roguelite style of game that we have gotten so many of lately, so don't go in expecting it to reinvent the wheel or anything, because it doesn't. But what it does well enough to make it stand out from a lot of the others. The combat has a nice bit of tension to it, especially with that shield mechanic that pushes you to take more risks, and that usually makes these kind of games a lot more fun. Because once a roguelite starts encouraging aggressive play instead of safe play, things they tend to get way more interesting. The weapons, they also seem like they can get pretty bananas later on, at least judging from the little bit of demo that I played here. And you got different characters with different powers that you can upgrade during your runs, so there's definitely some variety here as well. But is it amazing from what I played so far? No, I wouldn't say that, but it is absolutely one of the more interesting and enjoyable ones in this style of game. And yeah, I definitely got my eyes on it. Seth is set to release on April the 9th. And coming up now, my broskis, we got Mouse PI for Hire, and this is one of those games where I thought I already had it figured out before I touched it. I thought, yeah, this is probably gonna be one of those games that has a ton of style, looks amazing, sounds amazing, has some fun shooting, and then that's about it. But oh boy, I was so wrong. I got handed a preview build where I got to play the first level, and I also got a little look at the hub world and the level select stuff. And trust me, there is way more going on here than I expected. Sure, the style is absolutely through the roof, that much we already knew. It looks fantastic, it sounds fantastic, and the whole old cartoon noir thing is just dripping with personality. But the big surprise for me was just how much actual game there is under all of that. You got upgradable weapons, secrets to find, different enemy types, and an actual story that is not just there for decoration, but is genuinely interesting and presented really well. Even the hub world is just cozy as hell, with characters to talk to and little things to interact with, and makes the whole thing feel way more alive than I expected. And yeah, even just getting to upgrade your shotgun from a single barrel to a double barrel one, that kind of stuff goes a long way for me. This honestly might just be my most anticipated game of 2026 right now. And I would not have said that before playing the preview, but after playing it, yeah, this one has a lot going on under the hood, and you broskis are gonna find out for yourselves on April the 16th. And now, my broskis, we got The Soul of Romit. And this looks like a pretty cool little bite-sized throwback shooter. It's clearly inspired by the old classics like Doom and Hexen. And even though it does look like a smaller kind of experience, it still seems to have quite a bit going on here. We're talking 26 levels, 8 weapons, 18 enemies, and 10 different environments. Which is honestly not bad at all for something like this. And because apparently we got the boomer shooter signature mechanics here as well. Like finding keys, pulling levers, and something that we don't actually see in all boomer shooters, puzzle solving. And that does make it stand out just a little bit, and I do like that, because that kind of stuff usually gives the retro style shooter a bit more character, instead of just being all about blasting everything in sight. I also really dig the look of this one. I'm not 100% sure if it's made in the FPS engine or not, because it looks a little too clean for that, but the movement and a lot of the animations really do give off that exact vibe, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Either way, I think it looks super interesting. The Soul of Romit is set to drop on April the 14th. And now we got a special one. We got Blood Maul Retaped. This is one that a lot of people are extremely hyped for, me included, even though I never actually played the original. Retaped is basically a complete overhaul of the first game, with improved visuals, more gore, new content, and extra stuff added in. So it's not just the same thing slapped back out again, and the whole setup here is just so bloody good. It's a short first-person dinosaur horror game inspired by those pulpy 80s B-movie creature features and stuff like Puppet Combo, where we play as a big game hunter turned rookie cop who gets sent in to deal with a prehistoric threat that has turned the Daytona County Mall into an absolute blood-soaked hell. And yeah, just from the trailer alone, this thing looks awesome. I love the whole cheap, grimy 80s horror vibe, and the fact that it's built around a killer dinosaur stalking a mall is just such a good, dumb, fun premise. Now, like I said, I haven't played the original, so I can't sit here and tell you how amazing this is gonna be, but the vibe alone is doing a lot for me here. One thing to keep in mind though is that this is a short game. Apparently, it's only about 30 minutes long, so go in expecting more of a tight little horror blast than some huge full-length thing. But honestly, if you're into 80s dinosaur horror nonsense, this feels like one of those games you kinda have to try, especially since there's already a sequel in the works as well. Blood Maul Retaped is set to drop on April the 22nd. And last but not least, my broskis, we got Luckrot, and this one was honestly a bit of a surprise for me. The demo dropped during the Steam Next Fest back in February, and when I first looked at it, I really didn't think that much of it. I thought it looked interesting enough because the whole concrete environment, that weird green old school computer almost Matrix kind of vibe, so I was like, alright, let's give it a shot. But then I saw that it was a roguelite. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got some serious roguelike fatigue right now, so I wasn't exactly excited. Still, I had a little bit of extra time, so I tried it. And holy crap, this thing was actually fun as hell. It looks gorgeous, I love the weapon designs, and I really love that whole cold, concrete, Quake-ish style that it has going on. The movement, it feels tight, the weapons are upgradable, there's all kind of weird stuff to unlock during your runs, and even though I still don't love that it is a roguelite, this one is just genuinely a blast to play. And one of the coolest things about it is that every run is being live streamed with a chat going on in the bottom of the corner, and somehow that part is way better than I expected. The chat is actually funny. The little comments in there are weirdly well done, and it really does add something to the whole vibe. It's just a really stylish game, and I think a lot of you broskis are probably gonna dig this one too. Luckrot is set to release sometime in April. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, it means a lot to me, so thank you. Now, if you liked what you saw today, remember to hit that thumbs up, and if you want more stuff like this, hit that subscribe as well. And I shall see you in the next one. Over and out.